109 and place values of decimals. Okay, so the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel in New York City is 1.726 miles long. So does anybody know how to say this as a decimal? Does anybody know how to read this out? In word form? How do we say that? What's our key word? One and, our decimal is always and, right? 1 and 269,000. So when we're reading it, if there's a number in the third spot, that's our thousands, okay? First spot's tens, second spot's hundreds, third spot's thousands, okay? So let's read this one together. 1 and 269,000. Good, good. So getting back to our word problem, the Brooklyn Tunnel in New York City is 1 and 726,000 miles long. It is the longest underwater tunnel for vehicles in the United States. To understand this distance, you need to understand place value of each digit in 1.726. Can somebody tell me what the 2 is? What place is that? Not tens, hundreds. Help him out. So that's our 100 spot. How about the 2? What spot would that be? Tens. And then on the other side of the decimal, on the left side, is our whole numbers, right? So what is that? Our ones, right? And then if we had another number in our 10 spot, that would be our 10 spot, right? So 1 and 269 thousandths, okay? You can use a place value chart to understand decimals. Whole numbers are to the left of the decimal point. Decimals are to the right. So all the decimal numbers to the right, right? And what numbers are to the left? Whole numbers, that's right. So our example in our book on 109 is 1 and 726 thousandths. And this is in expanded form. So we would write our 1 times 1 would be our whole number, right? And then our 0.7 is going to be our tenths. And 0.02 is going to be our hundredths. So that would be 2 hundredths. And then 0.006 would be our thousand spot. So 6 thousandths, okay? And each one of these numbers represents a different, each one of these decimals represents a different number, okay? So let's go over to the next page. Okay, and let's use a place value chart. So the silk spun by a common garden spider is about, how do we say this?
0.3.
So 3 thousandths, 3 thousandths, right? So let's say it one more time. How do we say it? 3 thousandths, right? 3 thousandths. Okay. Millimeters thick. A commonly used sewing thread is about 3/10 millimeters thick. So 3/10, right? Okay. And this has a different value because there's zeros in the tenths, hundredths, and there's our 3 and our thousandths. This 3 is in the tenth spot. How does the thickness of the spider silk and the thread compare? Write the numbers in a place value chart. So let me go ahead and give y'all a chart. Take one, pass it back on your row, and then pass it back. So when you get your sheet, let's go ahead and start writing this problem out. In the first line, let's put, we're not going to have a 1 on the left side of the decimal, but we do have numbers in the decimal spots. Not going to have anything in the tenths, right? 0. Not going to have anything in the hundredths. We'll have another 0, but our 3 is in the thousand spot. And then 3/10, we're not going to have anything in the ones. We're going to draw 0 in that box. A 3 in the tenths box. And then we're not going to have anything in hundred thousandths. So how would we say this? 3 what? And how would we say this one? 3/10, right? Okay. Count the number of decimal place values to the digit 3 in 3/10 and 3/1000. Okay. How many fewer decimal places is 3/10 got than 3/1000? How many zeros are there? 1, 2. So how many? 2? All right, 2. 2 fewer decimal places is 10 times. What's 10 times 10? 100. So you got to know, if you go, each time you go 1 decimal spot over, it's going to be 10. And if you go another to the thousandths, it's going to be 10 more. So that's how we're getting our 10 times 10, 100. Okay? So, like I just said, 3/10 is how many times as much as 3/1000? 100, right? Okay. Alright. Does everybody understand that? Anybody got any questions about that? Okay. Let's go over to the next page. Okay.
It's sensitive. And then it'll take a minute. I have to do it one more time.
Alright, this is 111 in your books. Complete the place value chart to find the value of each digit. Does anybody know? This is the expanded form. Does everybody know about expanded form? Yes? Okay. So what number will we use right here in our 10th spot? We use 3 times 1 or 1, right? Then we're going to add this, right? Okay. So we're going to have 5/10. We're going to say 5 times 1 over what? 10. Good. And then our 100 spots is filled out. It's 2 times what? 1 over 100? Okay. And then, can somebody help me with the thousandths?
4 times 1 over 1,000.
Great. Great. Okay. And then let's fill out our ones right here. So what would that be? 3. Then our hundreds. What? 0.02. Good. And then how many zeros right here on the thousandths?
3.
Not 3. You have 2, and then we write what? Our 4, right? So that would equal 3.524. And how would we say that? 3 and 524 thousandths. Good. Okay, let's write the value of the underlying digit. What spot is that?
100.
Good. So it would be what? 4 hundredths. Okay? 2, what spot is that? Tenths. So that would be what? 2 tenths. Okay? And number 4, somebody else. 4 thousandths. Okay? Alright, let's we have some volunteers. Let's spin our spinner up here. Let's put some numbers in our chart up here, okay? Who's my first volunteer? Come on. What number are we gonna put? Let's spin the wheel.